All right. National Association of Realtors just sold out all realtors. They just settled on the lawsuit to pay 418 million on a class action lawsuit alleging price fixing with real estate commissions. What does that really mean? See, most agents are clueless what just happened and even more clueless on what they need to do now. And if you are part of the population that is scared, shaking in your pants, don't worry, I got you covered. And if you are part of the population that thinks this is just a distraction and you need to just keep doing what you're doing, you need to think again. You need to wake up and smell the coffee, as they say. Today, we are going to dive into the nitty gritty of the drama and then switch gears to some actionable advice for building your real estate business and making it future proof. So, first off, the big news is that NAR, National Association of Realtors, is moments away from filing the settlement in the courts for the lawsuit involving NAR and several major other real estate brokerages like Remax, Anywhere Real Estate, and I think 4 other real estate brokerages. Now, this class action lawsuit against the NAR and 4 major real estate brokerage franchises are allegedly fixing real estate agent commissions. The lawsuit claims that the defendants maintained high commission rates artificially through NAR's rules, particularly the buyer broker commission rule, which they allege curbed price competition and burdened sellers with higher costs. See, the lawsuit includes several major metro areas and affects many different brokerages, franchises under Realogy, under Home Services of America, Remax Holdings, and Keller Williams Realty. Inman's report on specifics of the settlement by Anywhere Real Estate, which agreed to pay $84 million and make extensive changes to its policies, especially concerning buyers' agents' commissions and NAR membership requirements. The settlement by Anywhere Real Estate is part of a broader legal battle involving the NAR and real estate brokerages and other real estate giants, aims to increase transparency and competitiveness in the real estate commission space. Anywhere's new policies include not claiming buyer agent services to be free, which was never free, where realtors shouldn't ever have advertised to buyers saying, you don't pay my commission. In reality, buyers do pay the commission as part of purchasing the property. Anywhere also mandated listing brokers in their brokerage to detail compensation offers early in the listing, so people don't have to look for compensation. And also, Anywhere banned the sorting of listings by compensation offers to protect the consumers, because agents will probably tend to steer their buyers to listings that are offering more commissions compared to listings that are not paying any commission. Now, Real Deal reports on Anywhere's proposed changes. The company, which owns several well-known real estate brands, agreed to several rule changes regarding how buyer agent commission and NAR membership is looked at. Notably, it will no longer be necessary for Anywhere real estate agents to be part of NAR. That is news. Historically, it has never been that a major real estate brokerage doesn't require their realtors to be part of National Association of Realtors. So Anywhere just made that. They're not making it mandatory yet, but they're saying, hey, you don't have to be part of NAR and you don't have to adhere to commission guidelines of NAR. So whatever the outcome is from this lawsuit, even if NAR was to require or mandate its members, which is the realtors, to follow a certain commission guidelines, big brokerages like Anywhere Real Estate are already telling its agents that, hey, you can opt out of being a member of NAR and you don't have to follow commission guidelines set by NAR. And this has been going on for a while, that NAR has been tangled up in a class action lawsuit accusing them of inflating commissions through certain NAR rules like the buyer broker commission rules. Now, the claim of the lawsuit is that this rule restricted price competition among agents, which is not true. There has never been the case. The claim of the lawsuit is false. It should not have stood in court. And I have done a video a few months, I believe a month ago, talking about who's behind the lawsuit. If you follow the money, you can, everything will make sense. And I would urge you to watch that video. I don't know, 4 or 5 lives ago, I talked about that, to make an understanding of who is really behind this lawsuit and who is really making the claim that this NAR's rules of crow broker commission is restricting price competition among agents. Now, there is some misunderstanding when it comes to the real estate industry of agents thinking that 6% or 7% or 8%, whatever it might be in your market, is a standard commission rate. There is no such thing, and there has never been any such thing as, a standard commission rate. Even some consumers, when we work with sellers, they, from time and time again, we hear sellers say that, oh, I will pay you whatever the standard is. There is no such thing as standard real estate, whether it is representing buyers or representing sellers. Commissions are part of the negotiation of hiring a real estate agent. So, the lawsuit makes that this co-broker rule of sharing commission restricts price competition is not true. Now, it also claims that this rule leads sellers shelling out more money than they might have in a more competitive market. Now, to a certain extent, that is true, that when us as listing agents, we tell our sellers like, hey, you should also compensate the buyer's agent for bringing the buyer. Yes, the seller is spending more money, but this is part of marketing the property. If you are not compensating the people that are going to contribute to the sale of your home, you are more likely to get less money for your home. That actually will end up being that you will make less money on selling your house anyway. So it's better for you to actually compensate the buyer's agent, for you to be able to bring the maximum number of buyers that are looking for a house that is similar to your property in the market, than to not compensate the buyer's agent. That will result in buyer's agent taking their buyers to properties that are compensating for their commission. So now let's talk about what this means for you as a real estate agent that is eager to build a business for yourself in this changing landscape, in this changing market. Now, I have to talk about this before, I have been talking about this for months, honestly, for years, internally to my team, internally inside of brokerages that I have been part of. We saw this coming for miles. What this means for you as an agent is that you will no longer be able to get paid just because you exist. And that is the reality. Just making sure I'm live on the platforms. And that is the reality. Real estate agents will no longer be able to just get paid just because they're part of the transaction. And that it has been very clear from the beginning of this lawsuit, and it is very clear now. And if it's not clear to you already, you need to start paying attention. Real estate agents will have to really bring value to the marketplace. If you ever felt like this industry is competitive, well, I have news for you. It will be even more competitive than it has ever been in the history of this industry. Now, this is how it will affect the market. The number one thing that this will cause, the number one thing, as soon as NAR tells its realtors that listing agents should not offer co-broker commission anymore, the number one thing as consumers you need to pay attention, as owners of properties, as buyers, as sellers, number one thing that is about to happen is home prices are about to drop. Home prices, I'll repeat this again. When this comes into effect, home prices are about to drop. How much? I don't know. It's not going to cause a market crash, that's for sure. Let's just clear that air out of the way. But home prices will drop. The significant amount of increase that we have seen over the last 10 years, right? In some markets, it's been quadruple, 400% increase in property prices because of the crash in '08. Now, over the last 4 years, we have seen some markets over 30, 40, 50% increase in home equity. Now, one thing that will happen for sure is that we will lose some of that equity. So if you are holding on to some extra properties, if you are holding on to properties just because you're getting an appreciation, on average, we have appreciated, property values have appreciated 5% every single year on average for the last 30 years. Now we will lose some of that equity. How much? I really can't tell, right? This is just a prediction. Could be 5%, could be 10%, could be as bad as 25%. If one of the other things that will happen, if that happens, we will definitely see home prices going down 25%. But if us as real estate agents, we do our job, we can probably maintain this damage. We can probably offset this damage. Sellers, why are the home price going to go down? Sellers might lower the prices when they sell their house, since they don't have to cover high agent commissions anymore. Since they don't have to pay commission to both sides, you will have some sellers, to be competitive, will reduce their price by 3% by default. So that's where your 5% comes in, right? 5% comes in, taking into consideration that some sellers will reduce their price by 3% because they don't have to pay 3% to the buyer's agent. Price reduction comes in considering the fact that when the buyers have to cover for their commission for having an agent representing them, which means their closing costs will go up by 3%, they will potentially not have a buyer agent represent them. That potentially will mean that there will be lack in demand from buyers in the market, because some buyers won't be able to afford a buyer's agent to represent them. Some buyers simply won't be able to buy a house if they have to cover for commission. So that's considering those factors. I can tell you this right now. This is March of 2024. I'm telling you right now, by the end of this year, there will be a 5% deduction from all homes across all markets in America. This is by default, and it could be even worse when I go through the other parts of how this will affect the market. This could make homes more affordable for buyers when the price reduces. For majority of buyers, if they want proper representation, it will make homes less affordable when this shakeup in the housing market happens. Now, number two way how this will affect the market is the National Association of Realtors. The National Association of Realtors is in hot water, and it is justified. They are facing scandals, and they're facing competition with other associations coming up, other groups coming up wanting to represent the best interest of realtors, and it is very deserving of them, because the way I look at it is, it was the NAR's job to be able to represent the best interest. That's why they exist. That's why we pay a yearly due to NAR, so they represent our best interest. And by this lawsuit, by the of course, the lawsuit been going on for years. By settling on this lawsuit, what they are telling us is that they have given up fighting for our rights. So which could, with everything that's happening, with the lawsuit that's happened, this will definitely weaken NAR's influence on real estate rules and standards, leading to more diverse industry practices. Now, when I say diverse industry practices, it sounds nice, but diverse industry practices, just like it has positives, it also has a lot of negatives. A lot of negatives are when your board of realtors decide not to be a member of NAR anymore, and your realtors decide not to be a member of NAR anymore. There will be a lot of realtors out there that don't abide by the code of ethics, right? That there will be a lot of real estate agents out there that will get involved in practices that are not being overseen by a board, by an association like a National Association of Realtor. But yes, whatever happens, I am all for defunding NAR. I'm all for holding them accountable for this huge loss. Those people right now that are out there, will defend NAR. You have no clue. You need to not talk. Just be quiet. Like, if you're going to stand there and defend NAR on this huge defeat that they have accepted on our behalf, right? They didn't fight for us. They didn't, and NAR has been doing shady stuff for a long time, right? They sold our all of our stuff to Zillow, 10 years ago, right? They have been in bed with our competition for a long time now. And I think this lawsuit should wake us up to see NAR for what it is and hold them accountable. If not be a member of NAR and go be member of association that would represent our best interest, that would fight for us in this competitive market, in this competitive industry. Now, third way this lawsuit will affect the real estate market is different commission rates. Yes, I know this is nothing new, right? Commission rates should have been different all the time, and there should have never been an average. There should have never been an average rate for commission. There should have been no such thing. Every single realtor should have been advised, should have been trained, should have been coached, should have been consulted by their brokerage, by their board of realtors, by National Association of Realtors, that never ever, when a consumer, when a buyer or a seller talks about commission to be standard, the standard rate of commission, they should have countered every single time. They should have handled those objections from the sellers every single time by educating the sellers and letting them know that pronouncing the word standard rate of commission is a direct violation of a code of ethics. To even mention that there is a standard rate of commission, you are price fixing. You are price fixing the market to say that usually realtors charge 6%. So if you're a realtor out there, right, and I talk to realtors all the time that are still, they believe in this like they believe in their Bible, right? Is that 6% is the standard commission rate, and they're always talking about it, right? So with this change, you didn't do this before, now you're going to do it by force, right? There will be no standard rate of commission anymore, right? And without a standard commission rate, agents will offer more competitive, nice way of saying agents will discount their commission, and you will see different prices. You will see 1.5%, you will see 2%, you'll see 3%, you'll be 4, 5, 6, 7. As for us, we believe in being the best in the industry, bringing the most value to the table. We will continue to charge the 7 and 8% that we have been charging. There's plenty of business on the table for us to go around. Yes, there will be sellers that will hear this noise, that will listen to this media, whatever, who people that are behind this, that want to disrupt the real estate sales industry. Yes, there are sellers that are going to hear this on the news. Yes, there are sellers that are going to read this on the papers, right? And yes, there will be a harder, bigger responsibility and a bigger hurdle when it comes to conversations with realtors. But this responsibility is what and why we are in this business. So agents would have to take it upon themselves to educate their sellers and let them know that, hey, this lawsuit is just noise. Thereafter, taking the value of your property down. End of the day, if you follow the money, you will see people that are behind wanting to monopolize real estate holdings are behind these lawsuits, and they know exactly how it will affect the market. They know this will slash the property values. They know it will take real estate agents out of the market, out of the industry, so it will be less competition for them. Now, fourth way how this will affect, and you really want to listen to this. The fourth way how this will affect the market is that you will have fewer real estate agents. The real estate market could see a significant drop in agents. It's not a matter of chance, it's a matter of when. It's not a matter of chance, it's a matter of when. We and some of the experts are saying it could be up to 1 million real estate agents that go out of business this year because of this lawsuit, especially those who relied on standard commissions, especially those who thought that my cousin will hire me when they buy the house and I'll automatically be entitled to the whatever the buyer commission is, as as what the traditionally what the job becomes less financially rewarding when there is no commission. Why would an agent even hold their license? Because they don't know how to go out there get their own sellers. Traditionally they have been relying on the buyers to hook them up, right? To hook them up with the seller's commission. Now when this comes into effect, you will have a significant drop in real estate agents and a number of real estate agents, number of people that hold real estate licenses. Now, the last one I would say how it will affect the market is with this shake up in commission structure and NAR's influence, shake up in NAR's influence, where NAR not being able to be as influential when it comes to setting real estate guidelines and rules. We might see more competition among agents. So agents that are really competitive, the agents that are really on the edge, they stay up to date with what's going to happen. What do I need to do? What do I need to implement? How do I need to adapt? We will definitely see more competition among agents, leading to and it's positive for the market. It's positive for the consumers. That will lead to better services, that will lead to better innovations, that will lead to real estate agents really taking their business seriously and really taking it serious how they market properties, really take it serious what they do to represent buyers, what they do to represent sellers. They really have to go out of their way to stand out now more than ever. So the bottom line is this: if you are someone who have been treating this as a side hustle or a job that is paying your bills, it's time for you to just hang your license and save on those board dues and MLS dues that you have been paying. I don't even have the time and energy to address those people that have been treating this as a side hustle. Now, if you are part of the population that got in this industry to build a future for yourself and your family, you need to pay very close attention. If you want any chance at building a business that is future proof, where your business just doesn't get swept away by the changes that is about to hit the market, you need to start taking massive action. You need to start taking massive action that will influence, that will impact the way you conduct business, that will impact the way your consumers look at you, the way it will impact the many, many, many years to come that you will be involved in real estate sales. So, what I want to do is leave you guys a step by step guide to position yourself as the go to expert now, sooner rather than later. So, number one thing you need to do moving forward from here, the number one thing you need to do as a real estate agent that plans to be in this industry for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, the number one thing you need to do today more than returning your phone calls, more than going doing your prospecting and picking up the full call and looking for new opportunity. Number one thing you need to do right now is establish your expertise. You need to start by knowing your market inside and out. You need to start by talking about, blogging about, vlogging about local real estate trends, local real estate market, local real estate news, local community events, local community news, offer free webinars, posting helpful tips on social media, on buying, selling, investing, whatever it might be, whatever your niche might be. You need to become the person everyone thinks of when they think of real estate in your area. Know that there are a lot of noise around this happening right now, and you need to be in your buyers, in your sellers' ears more than your competition, more than the media. And number two, you need to create your magnetic messaging. You need to create your brand messaging. Your marketing should speak directly to sellers' pain points, their aspirations, buyers' pain points, their aspirations. You need to craft messaging that showcases how you can solve these problems, how you can help them achieve these desires, like helping them sell their house quickly for top dollar. Highlight your success stories and your customer testimonials to build trust and credibility. And that's how you build a magnetic messaging that makes you irresistible to work with. Number three, you need to build a strong brand. And your brand is more than just your logo. It's the experience people have when they interact with your marketing, when they interact with you, when they are experiencing your services. Make sure your brand reflects your unique value proposition, the value you bring to the table, and make sure that messaging resonates with your target audience. Consistency is key across all your marketing materials, from your business cards to your social media profiles to your banners to your direct mail flyers, whatever it might be. You need to speak consistently with the same brand messaging across all forms of marketing messaging. Number three, you need to leverage social media now more than ever. You need to leverage digital platforms now more than ever. You need to use social media platforms to share valuable content, what I talked about in number one. Actually, that's number four, leveraging social media. What I talked about in number one, establishing your expertise and your authority. You need to leverage social platforms to be able to do that. You need to leverage social platforms to be able to connect with your community. Where we are going in across all industry, we are walking into a multi-universe marketing environment. Multi-universe marketing environment. Metaverse marketing environment. We are walking into. We are days away, if not months away, going into a world, going into a universe where your traditional ways of marketing will completely get wiped out. So if you are not leveraging social media, if you're not leveraging digital platforms to stay connected with your community, with your people who matter, with your people who matter to you, and with people that to whom you matter. If you're not using digital platforms to stay connected with them, if you're not optimizing your website and your content for for the search engines to ensure potential clients, for your people to find you when they are searching for a real estate agent, or for when they're searching for real estate services in your area, you will cease to exist. If you are not leveraging digital platforms to put yourself out there, to connect with your people, to provide education, to show that you're an expert, to establish authority, you are going to cease to exist a year from now. That's my prediction. Now, number 5, you need to implement a systematic approach to marketing. Okay. And I cannot stress this enough. In our coaching program, in our trainings, all across the board, this is what we preach: is to implement a systematic approach to marketing. Don't just market when you think when you think about, oh, I need to say something, or I need to market myself, or when you have time. That's the case for 95% of real estate agents, is that when they are marketing when they don't have any deals in the pipeline. They are marketing when they don't have any buyers or sellers in the pipeline. They're marketing when they have time. They're marketing because this random thought just popped out. They're marketing when they came across this funny meme. That needs to stop. You need to put a stop to that, and you need to stop just doing marketing when you think about it or when you have time. You need to set up a systematic approach whether it is a weekly email, a weekly live webinar, a monthly postcard, monthly newsletter, or regular social media post. You need to leverage all the tools, automation tools, video editing tools, graphic design tools, whatever that is accessible to you, to help you stay consistent without eating up all your time. Because I'll be honest, it can be very burdensome and it can be very unproductive the way real estate agents go about systemizing their marketing. There is a straight way of doing it, and there is this way of doing it, right? Curvy ways of doing it. Try to avoid all the curvy ways and look for the straight way, efficient way, effective way of systematically marketing yourself. I believe I'm on 6, 7, whatever. The next point, what you need to do right now more than ever. And guys, I'm not talking about anything that wasn't the fact for the last 100 years for real estate agents. Everything that I'm talking about is back to basics, right? Aside from the whole systematic marketing and social media, leveraging social media. Next thing you need to do is network. You need to build relationship with your sphere of influence, with your local businesses. You need to join community groups. You need to attend local events. Now more than ever, you need to put emphasis, priority on relationship over everything else. You need to put priority on relationship over generating leads. You need to put priority on relationships over closing deals. You need to put priority over relationship over even like go join a team who's going to provide for leads. Why? Because people that are behind this, people that want to make this disruption happen, the big money, without mentioning name, right? The big marketing agencies, the big brokerages that want this disruption to happen, the only thing that they don't have access to that you have access to is the personal relationships. The only thing that can make you survive this environment now is personal relationships. The more people you know, the more people who know you and what you do and your brand messaging, the more people that are familiar with your magnetic messaging, your brand messaging, your marketing messaging, more likely they are to refer sellers to you, refer buyers to you, or do business with you. I'll say this again. The more people you know, the more people who know you, and the more people who know what you do are more likely to send you buyers, sellers, or to do business with you. And then the last, not the last, okay, that goes kind of hand in hand with relationship is to ask for referrals. You need to start doing this. I know you have heard this before by a random YouTube video, or your training program in your brokerage, or your coach or your broker or your mentor. You have heard this before, but now more than ever, you need to Get connected with people through your connections. You need to ask for referrals. Don't do you This is not the time to be shy. This is not the time where you can be like, oh, I don't know how to do what to do, I don't know what to say. This is not the time to be shy about asking satisfied clients who are already satisfied with your services. This is not the time to be shy about asking people that already know you, like you, trust you, to refer you to others. You need to even go above and beyond, offer incentives where there is fit, according to your state laws, right? You need to offer incentives, or just a heartfelt thank you to show your appreciation when you get referrals. That will cause you to get repeat referrals. But now more than ever, you need to get on this referral game like there is no tomorrow. And then this is the last point. What you need to do is continuously learn, continuously, consistently adapt. The real estate market is always changing. That's given. Market is always changing, going up and down. So you need to constantly adapt with the market. Now, with this lawsuit, it is a proof, with the NAR settlement, we knew the lawsuit was going on for, I don't know, 7 years, I think. So we knew the change was coming. But now with the NAR settlement, it's a proof that the market will not wait for anyone. Not only the market will not wait for anyone, the industry will not wait for anyone. So you need to stay on top of trends. You need to stay on top of new tools that are available, accessible for you to leverage. And you need to learn and adapt to new strategies to keep your business ahead of the curve, to keep your business future proof, to keep your business on the line, right? Not off the line, or get out of business, right? You need to consistently and continuously learn and adapt. You need to remember one thing, okay? Building a future proof business doesn't happen overnight. Just because you watch this live video or watch this video, wherever, if you're watching it later, you are not going to have a future proof business. Building a future proof business. What is a future proof business? If you want me to define you, future proof business means the business doesn't go out of business just because there was a shift in the market, just because there was a shift in the industry, just because there was a shift in the economy. That is what a future proof business is. Future proof businesses don't happen overnight. Go look at the history of all of the future proof businesses. What is the future proof business? Apple is the future proof business. What is the future proof business? Microsoft is the future proof business. What is the future proof business? Future proof businesses are businesses that has stood the test of time. When you see businesses go out of business because of a shift, those are the examples of not a future proof business. So if you want a future proof business, it will require you to have dedication, consistency, and a little bit of creativity. See, what happens with most real estate agents is as soon as the shift happens, they start becoming creative all over the place. You don't need all of that creativity. All you need is consistency. Show up every single day doing the stuff you need to be doing. You need to be dedicated. Dedication means doing stuff you don't want to do, creating videos that you don't want to create, having conversations you don't want to have conversations, asking for referrals when you don't feel like asking for referrals or you shy asking for referrals, learning and adapting when you don't want to spend time doing that. That's what dedication really means. So it will require dedication, consistency, and a little bit of creativity. Why a little bit of creativity? Because you need to adapt. You will need to be creative, think outside the box. You can't just do what everybody else is doing, because guess what? 1 million real estate agent means 2/3 of the industry. 2/3 of the industry is predicted to go out of business this year. If you are following the crowd, you will follow the crowd out of the industry. You will follow the crowd out of the industry. So this is not going to happen overnight. But with these steps that I just mentioned, if you need to go back and take notes and like figure out like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do to establish authority. This is what I'm going to do to create my magnetic messaging. This is what I'm going to do to have a strong brand. This is what I'm going to do to leverage social media. This is what I'm going to do to implement a systematic approach to marketing. This is what I'm going to do to network. This is what I'm going to do to ask for referrals more. This is what I'm going to do to continuously learn and adapt. If you take these steps, you will be well on your way to become the go-to real estate expert in your market. Now, if you do all that, or if you have all this stuff implemented already, of course, you need to go revisit, readapt, recommit yourself to do those things more. But if you have done that, only then you can say this NAR lawsuit settlement does not matter to me. Only people that are establishing themselves as an authority, only people who have a brand magnetic messaging, marketing messaging, only people who have a solid brand when it comes to their business, only people who implement systematic approach to marketing where they are everywhere, where their people feel like they are everywhere, only people who are networking to build on relationships, people who are asking for referrals and get consistent referrals, and people who are consistently learning and adapting can say, this lawsuit does not matter to me. Everybody else, if your brokerage or broker or whoever it is, team leader or mentor or coach, there's a lot of coaches out there that are in bed with these big money hedge funds that are being paid to teach you stuff that are wrong, that are being paid to get in bed with Zillow. Though I have to call those coaches out. If you are a real estate coach, or if you know a real estate coach, send them this video. If you are a real estate coach, if you are a real estate broker, if you're a real estate team leader, if you're a real estate mentor, whatever your capacity might be, and you're out there teaching real estate agents to buy Zillow leads, I'll be very specific with my language, to buy Zillow leads, to leverage Zillow leads to do the business, this lawsuit should be your wake-up call. And if you are a decent human being, you will start teaching people otherwise. You will start advising people otherwise. You will start teaching people the alternatives to not buying Zillow, to not do business with Zillow. Because if you follow all of this money, if you follow all of this drama, and if you go back to the root cause of why this is all happening in the first place, Zillow is behind this. BlackRock is behind this. Vanguard is behind this. And unfortunately, I suspect, and I have a lot of reasons to suspect, and I'll probably save this for another day, another video. If you guys want to hear why I think NAR sold us out, I could do a video on that. But unfortunately, NAR has sold us out to Vanguard, to BlackRock, to Zillow Group, or I should say Zillow brokerage. That is about to happen. With this NAR settlement, is going to happen just like that. Okay. With this NAR settlement, you have 1 million real estate agents unemployed, and all you need is a brokerage to show up and say, hey guys, don't get out of business. I have work for you. Come log into this app and go open doors for me. Okay. That is what's about to happen if you don't take action. So if you are a real estate agent, or if you are a real estate broker that don't think this shakeup will affect you, you better have these 6 points that I talked about: establish authority, magnetic messaging, have a strong brand, have a systematic approach to marketing, implement a referral system in your business, network and build more relationships, and consistently learn and adapt. Then this shakeup, this change is not going to affect you. So this is not time for us to play average. This is not the time for these brokerages out there to feel like, oh, we are in the la la land of profitable business. Your profits, if you're a real estate brokerage out there, is about to by default slash in 2/3. If 2/3 of real estate agents go out of business, automatically your profit will go 2/3 out the window, and probably more for a lot of people, right? Those days of playing average is gone. We need to push harder than ever before. We need to stay adaptable. We need to always prioritize our clients' needs and interests. When I say prioritize, our client's needs and interests is to understand them before the client even come to us. Is to understand the market's problems, the market's desires, the market's pain points before you even meet the person. That's how you need to prioritize your client's needs and interests and bring solution to those needs and interests. But most importantly, if you don't take action now, if you don't invest in yourself now to grow your brand, to grow your marketing, to grow your reach, to create consistency and momentum, I'm afraid you will be part of the 1 million realtors who will leave the business as predicted by many experts. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments and let me know what you plan to do about this situation. How are you adapting in this new market? And how you plan to go over and conquer these hurdles. Thank you guys for listening in. Those of you out there who are feeling lost, who are feeling you don't know what to do, you don't know where to start, do not worry. We are here for you. Send me a message and let's all make more to live more by giving more. Thank you guys.